to collecting some references. Also, there are good references inside here. Maybe we can select from one of them. I would like to check the Gollum again. I didn't remember it exactly. But if we choose an existing character rather than AI image or concept arts, we can have multiple side views so that we will, if we have more reference, we can create that character easier. Also, I can open PureRef. Okay, then let's continue with Gollum. I will create the Gollum. If we can find more natural mesh, natural pose, it's better. Also, sometimes going inside YouTube and checking the real videos of Gollum. Yeah, I will do that. I will take directly from here because I can find different angles inside this video. And that way you can find different angles of the characters. If it's a movie character, you can I can take it like this. It's not a high resolution image, but it gives me an idea of the backside and the top side, as you can see. Also, I can see the ears as well. We'll see. If I have some time, I can sculpt the body and head, but my first aim is to get the head because the other things are the same process. You can replicate everything for the body. If you have too many references from too many different angles, it will help you too much. If you don't have reference, then if you are also a beginner or a medium, it will be hard for you to guess the other angles. So as you can see, these are different angles and it just tells too many things to me. Then we will use those references to compare our models in those angles. This is a good view for the skull. I don't care if it is blurry or not, I just need that basic shape. Okay, we can start, I think. Let's go back to ZBrush and start with the skull. So the skull shape is like this, and first we need to get the base shape and then we can sculpt on top of it. We don't need to sculpt the details at the first stage. So I will make it a Polymesh 3D and then I will turn on my X symmetry. I mostly use clay build-up brush, but you can use clay brush or anything related to that. It's not a strict rule, but I like how it feels. And let's start with move brush to get the shape of the skull. Also, I will turn on my Dynamesh. So this is neck area. I roughly sculpt it to get the shape, and then this is back side of the skull, and it is a little rounded like this, and then his face is a little flat like this, and his neck is thinner. For now, I just look at the silhouette of the model. I just need that silhouette exactly same. Basically, what I do is I start with this edge and then continue the line. And for example, let me make it simplified for you what I do. I just start from here and then go back to my model and start from here. So this is straight line. Okay, I have this straight line in here, and then there is an angled straight line again in here, so we should put an angled straight line like this and then continue with that line. I don't care about the depth too much because I can turn it and then fix the rest, but I need to get the silhouette first. This is an easy approach for me and easy to teach, maybe approach for me. I just follow again on the top of his head. It's not straight, but it's nearly straight, so that we can push it like this and then continue with that line and continue on the model as well. This, and also actually this view is not exactly from side view, it's more like a little rotated like this, so I will also try to get the same angle as much as possible. So the most important thing in here is the ratios and proportions. So if you have this line here like that and this is the jawline, you need to make a relationship between them. You need to understand the relationship between each line to get the proportions correct. For example, if I get this, so if I get this like that, we have this line here, the skull, beginning of the skull, and we have here a jawline, not that much visible, but we can see it. So we can clearly see that it's nearly in the same line, as you can see. If my skull is here, if I put my jaw in here, it will look correct in terms of proportions. But if I put the jaw like in here, then we will see some mistakes inside our process. So I can follow that line. So I have this here, and then I can, to be sure everything is in the same line. So we can continue to analyze the depth of the model because we just looked at the one side and then we need to fix from the other sides. And let's check our model on the front. Okay, so on top of his head is thinner than his cheekbones. Also, if you're a beginner, you need to understand the anatomy and all the other related things like muscles, the skull itself, the skeleton, the tissues. You need to practice and practice everything and again. And when you start at the beginning, even though you are a skilled artist, at some point it will look really bad. You need to keep improving it to get the great results. For now, I just use my anatomy knowledge from previous experiences. Just need to get those shapes correctly. Okay, so his forehead is little long, like this maybe, and his nose is nearly in the same line. Let's get the eyes and nose shapes correctly. So we have a wider nose, this, we have an eye shape, And let's check the other sides as well, other angles for the cheekbones and the eyes. And also I correct those shapes in here, and maybe I can sculpt a better neck. So if this is a jawline, we can create the ear as well. So jaw coming like this, and then after the jaw finishes, we can create our ear in here. I didn't enable my back face mask on my clay build-up brush so that it pulled my polygons. I'm doing the same logic for the ears as well, for the shapes that I did for the skull in the beginning of the video. I just follow the lines and try to get the shape as much as possible. And also I try to work on low poly mesh. As you can see, it's very low poly because I want to handle all of those polygons easily. Otherwise, it's very hard to control too much polygons when you're sculpting. But if you need more in some stage, for example, I need now, because I mostly sculpted the main shapes, maybe I can fix the front view a little. So the jaw is too much. We need chin to be like this. Eyes are very important because eyes show some characteristics of the characters. You will see too many emotions in the eyes, so that we need to get the eye shape right as much as possible. The most important part, I think, is the eyes. Like, think about cartoonish characters. If it has a realistic eye on it, it immediately changes everything. It will look different. It will look more realistic if its eyes are realistic. So I think we can put some eyeballs inside the mesh. And his eyeballs are very big. Let's continue with eyelids, maybe. And now I think it is a good time to increase the resolution. And I want to fill those gaps in here. Let's increase the resolution. Let's make it double, maybe. Yeah. It has this volume in here. I don't know the English name of this muscle. And for the eyelids, maybe I can show you a trick that I use. What I do is, for the eyes, I just duplicate it and then duplicate it twice, in fact. One is for upper eyelid, one is for lower eyelids. Just go to the masking, lasso, and let's see his natural looking, his natural pose. Yeah, maybe not that bad. And just to draw the eyelid in here, like this. Maybe like this. And I can go to masking, edge loop mask border. Yes. Okay, it's inside, I think, edge loop mask border inside the geometry. And then I just isolate it, delete hidden, maybe mirror and melt, polish, 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 and then zero mesh, and then again maybe polish a little, and then zero mesh again, like half, and then maybe polish again. And then I will go to dynamic subdiv and then give it thickness. So that my eyelid thickness will be the same on every single point. That is the main aim, main purpose. I will check for the upper eyelids again. If I increase the thickness, I think it would be better. And also we can increase the thickness a little more. And also we can fix this area, because actually in the real reference we don't see that much upper eyelid area in that surface. So we need to I think upper eyelid is looking great. Maybe we can okay, and if we can do the lower eyelid as well, it will be looking great. So again, I will do the same thing, just take my mask, this, edge loop mask border, isolate it, delete hidden, polish, polish again, zero mesh, zero mesh again, half zero mesh, polish, and then zero mesh again. And then we can turn on thickness, dynamic subdiv. And let's fix the shape of lower eyelids. I will connect it with the upper eyelid like this, and upper eyelid should. And also we can move this area a little bit. I think I just moved too much. Okay, and we can do mirror melt, open symmetry, and it looks great. Yeah, not that bad. And we can draw the mouth area. I will draw it with same standard brush. First, I will draw the lips. I hope I find some good things. So Again, we can look for relations for the proportions, so it's nearly looks. And maybe his nose should be bigger. Okay, and let's sculpt the lower eyelid a little. Let's fix those gaps. We will merge them, but not now. Okay, I need the mouth area without an expression. And for now, I don't need this reference. I don't have that reference. So that's a problem. That's why I said we need to have more reference. Yeah, we definitely need more reference to see more details on the character. And I think we need to increase the resolution as well. For now, it's all looking cool. And it looks a little angry, which is Gollum looks more sad. It should look more sad, so that we need to move some of the eyebrow shapes. If you look at the side part of the eye area, in this angle we can see that this is too much in here. We can reduce it. I'm looking at here and sculpting here, actually. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Okay, we need more reference. I will go check Pinterest. Okay, let's continue with this for a while, and then maybe I can take another image. I can increase the resolution, maybe double it. Yeah, if you have great reference, you can easily sculpt the model. But if you don't have good reference, then everything is harder. And also, always looking from the bottom side is helps. It just shows many mistakes when you look at bottom of the model. You can sculpt this area maybe. Okay, so at some point we need to spread the lips from upper lip and lower lip, and we need that gap and also the mouth socket. And I don't know when I do this, but while sculpting, by the way, I'm trying to get the anatomical shapes inside there as well. For example, when I just carving here, I'm thinking about the anatomical side, etc. So normally, when you're working on a character, if you're a beginner or medium, you should take an anatomical reference as well, or maybe you can take a human reference to see those shapes better. I just normally I also look at those references, but because I have very limited time, I just don't look that kind of images. So I'm trying to get this gap in here. I'm just carving here to get that gap. And then I add on top of it. So it's easier to get that kind of shape like this. And we can clean here maybe. We need that volume on the lips. Lips has some volume like this. So if you make them flat, it will look odd. You should fill those areas like this, and you need to keep that line as well while doing it. Okay, I think it looks not bad. Maybe we can make the lips bigger. Okay, and I need to get the lip line, this line in here, if I get the line correctly and if I move the lips correctly. And I need to carve this area again to get that shadow. For now, we will split it later. But I need to get that shadow to work with. So this area is very thin, as you can see. We don't see any of those lips in that area. But our lower lip comes like this. And in here I see this line on the eye area. So I will try to get that shadow in here for the skull part. You need to get this part. So what I need in here is we need ears for sure. We need the ears working. Let's sculpt it a little. Let's first carve everything and then we can add on top of it. It will be easier for us like that. Okay, so this is our silhouette and we can work on that. Let's see. Let's start with the connection of ear to the jaw. There is this. Here also I can carve here. There is a really thin shape in here. It's just folded. And then maybe I can get the silhouette of that shape as well. If you have enough knowledge, I think to create a custom metahuman is very fast. You can create it for a basic one, of course. If you want to recreate the like Gollum quality, you need to work on that for a month, for 2 months. But if you want to create a basic character, basic animation. What I mean is by basic is to create a good facial animation, but not a Hollywood-like. It's just a indie facial animation. If you want to create that, it's not that hard with Metapipe. Okay, so side view is okay, but we need front view. Front view is not that bad, but maybe we can move it like this. And also while creating your characters, you need to If you are doing only the head, you need to create that same shape of the metahuman topology, which is you need to have the shoulders, you need to have the upper body. So what you will need to have is just mask this area. Simply make a bust. I will merge the eyelids and then let's see what happens. So currently I'm sculpting the shoulders and then the back side. I don't need to make it detailed. Maybe I fix it later. But to get that shape and at the end able to transfer the metahuman topology on it completely. And as you can see, when you have too many polygons, it's really hard to control everything. So that I will try to select smooth stronger. I will do it with the normal smooth. That part is not important for now. We can continue with the eye area and then the mouth socket. So these are really important, by the way, the eye area and the mouth socket, and you need to have those gaps. For example, you need to have that gap in here, as you can see. Do you see? This is eye socket and also like this. This is eye socket, and you need to have that gap in here to transfer the metahuman topology, because metahuman topology has those gaps and shapes. So that you need to have this to transfer the topology correctly. And also for the mouth as well, you need that gaps. So let's first, I will just decrease the thickness, and then I would like to fix minor details like that. And okay, let's merge the eyelids, and then I will, it's on dynamic subdiv right now. I need to apply this first and then apply it again, apply for the upper lid as well. And also I need to bridge the gaps so that we can work on it easily. Otherwise it may not easy enough. And what I do is I will merge down, okay, and merge down, okay, and I will do Dynamesh. And as you can see, this is not a good result because of the resolution. We can increase the resolution and Dynamesh it again. That's why I just waited for the end, because I know I needed to increase the resolution and I didn't want to increase the resolution. Maybe we can increase it a little more. And then with the smooth brush, I can decrease the intensity and smooth this area a little. And we need to get rid of this squared sharp edges of the eyelids, because this currently looks mechanical and we need some organic results. Maybe we can use inflate brush for this, or I don't know, we can also use clay brush, but I will first try with inflate brush. Yeah, I think smooth is the best option for now. Because if I use clay buildup, I can ruin the look of this clean setup. Because for now everything is looking too clean, and I would like to keep that clean surfaces inside here. It looks great. So now we can continue to sculpt on the lower eyelid to get that bridge in here. Also, I can give you another trick. For now, as you can see, when I sculpt on it, we see that squared shapes. But if I go here and select alpha 35, and maybe decrease the intensity, then we can sculpt on it with a smooth feel. I can fill here. I can also carve here to create this area. If you sculpt on it more. So if you spend more time on it, eventually it will look good at the end. The more time you spend on it, quality will increase. So if we have 10 hours more for the sculpting, then it will look better. So let's look at the shapes again, and we have this line in here. So I will try to create that line, and we should have this line goes here. And yeah, maybe we can use H polish to clean this area a little bit, to make surfaces more defined and clean. I use H polish in here, and then I continue my sculpt on it to get that organic feel. I will continue with clay buildup and then try to smooth this area by using clay buildup. And also I can use again the H polish brush, sorry, like this. That will give me a clean surface so that I can sculpt on it better. Yeah, the sculpt is not that bad, and I don't want to make this video too long because it's not a sculpting video. I just want to show you how I approach with sculpting, and the important thing of the mouth sockets. I showed the mouth sockets and eye sockets, how you can create them. I didn't show the mouth socket, but I will show it right now. But I showed the eye socket. You need that. And then if you don't have this gap in here, what you can do is, again, take your mask and then mask this area and mask the jaw area, because the lip rotation comes with the lower jaw, this area. So if we can rotate it from here, this is the jaw rotation point. We can maybe rotate it like this, a little bit, not too much, and then maybe mask this area, this little tiny place, that line, and then we can maybe move it like this. And here you have your gap, but it's always better to do similar shapes with the Metahuman topology so that we can continue with our sculpts. Select here and maybe go to display and make it double to see the inner part. Let's dynamesh it and then go here. And we can clean here first. I just scale it and scale it down. Scale it down to the 0 point so that every point in the same line, so it will cleaned up. And then go back here, bigger. Okay, I didn't want that, but no problem, I can fix it. With the smooth brush, I think we can. And also, you can use the inflate brush as well, because Dynamesh will merge all of those points, so you won't get any issues. Okay, if I use the inflate brush now, I think it will work, because before it was just collapsing too much, I guess. And because of its inner mouth area. Okay, I think it will work. It's enough, I guess. Also, I can carve like this. So if you need to sculpt the inner parts, you can do this like that. If you know better approach, you can tell me as well. I would like to know. This is my way, and as you can see, I'm struggling. It's not the best way, but I know this way only. I will select the lasso brush and I'll select the upper part maybe, or maybe deselect. And I can work on the lower lip like this, so that you can also control everything of inner mouth like this, but also you can control everything after you transfer the topology. Yeah, it's better to do it like what Leonardo said. It's correct. It's a better way. You can just search for it, how to do it. I think you can find it easily. So yeah, we have this model with mouth and eye sockets. Let's continue with the wrapping part. I can take this mesh to the wrap and I will export this. I will export this. Also, maybe you can decrease the polygon count because currently it is 2 million. Maybe we can do decimation to this. I don't know if, I don't remember if wrap is okay for that kind of polygon count, but we can do also decimation. And this is 10%, 20%, 20% is okay. Yeah. Okay, let's export this to, I will export it to the desktop. I will say this Gollum.